I've been asked many times, is there a way to increase one's ability to learn things faster? I think it's a great ability to have, the ability to learn a new skill, a new knowledge, and be able to apply it immediately in life. Today I'm going to talk about the 5 ways to learn anything faster from the metaphysics perspective. Now, what I'm about to share with you is just my personal ways of learning something. Okay, it may not be the conventional way that many people would use, but nevertheless, over the last 25 plus years now, I have written 183 books, designed many feng shui courses, metaphysics courses, Chinese astrology courses, and almost every month I teach a program, and it requires us to come up with information, come up with course materials, teach training programs, and so forth. So in order to be able to do this, I gotta have the ability to learn as well. Okay, learning from other people, learning from noble people, from mentors, from teachers, from books. So naturally, I receive many emails asking me, is there a way someone could use metaphysics to help their ability to learn? I think about it. Well, there's probably a few things you can try, and so I'll share with you my method, how I personally do it. The first thing that is most important, and I do this at the start of every single year, is to identify the location of the academic star. Now, some people call it the intelligence star, some people call it the academic star. So now there's an annual element, annual star for ability to study. Now, in the past, people use this for exams, but for me, I don't treat that exams that important. It's more important that you are in a place where you feel comfortable and your ability to absorb information it's heightened. So the academic sector is important. Now, if you know how to find this, you can search for it. Every year is in a different location, and you just have to be in that sector to study. If not, then another way to do that is your personal guardian deity. The moon direction is got to be one of the 8 directions. If you study or when you pursue any education information with your back towards that direction, that also increases ability to learn. Okay, now let's say you don't know metaphysics, right? You don't know metaphysics. You can do the following 5 things that can also help you learn things faster. Okay, now these are the 5 things that I do. They are not in any particular order, but if you use this together with the metaphysics information I just shared with you, it will be much faster. Okay, number 1, you want to be taking notes by hand. Until today, I still write notes by hand. Of course, today we do it in a much more easier way. We do it with Notability. We can actually do it on Evernote. However, back in those days, I like to buy the Moleskine notebooks or even ordinary journals, and then I just jot down notes on that. Okay, I like to use a lot of colors. Personally, I like to use colors just to identify. I draw some pictures. That's just me. Okay, I find that if I write it down by hand, it helps me understand a subject better. And sometimes I don't even write all the notes. I just draw some pictures to identify what it represents, the information that I want to recall. Okay, so number 1 is to take notes by hand. And number 2, I don't actually study so many hours. I do just effectively for 1 hour. Okay, now if you're familiar with metaphysics, then you can select the best hour of the day and dedicate that 1 hour for studying, and the rest of the time you can do whatever you want. But that 1 hour, you don't want to let any distraction comes in there to pull you to, you have to answer messages, check your phone, check Facebook. You don't do that. You just use that 1 hour to study materials. I think it's much more effective if you do it in short bursts of time, rather than you try and study from morning to night and not remember anything. Okay, so choose the 1 or 2 good hours, but at most I would just do 1 hour. So you can do that as well. Now, if you don't know what is an auspicious hour, a good hour, then you can do it any hour that you feel comfortable with. Okay, just like a student, they don't get to choose their own schedule, right? But in school, they follow whatever the teacher sets the time to be. But if you're doing it at home, you can always choose an hour that you dedicate to studying. Okay. Number 3, this is very important. Before you sleep at night, you want to command yourself, or you command your subconscious, or command your mental self to recall the information that you study. Now, this is a command. It can be just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but you want to make it, you want to tell It's like me talking to me, giving the instruction to do a review of what I've studied. This is important, right? To review the information just mentally. Now, I want my mind to recall it and review it, and while I sleep. Okay, so this is it helps me retain the information in a couple of days' time. So I find that this is very effective. It's like that. Okay, when let's say you're looking for a lost item that you can't find it, and you just tell yourself, okay, I'm looking for my keys, right? You don't know where you put them, you might misplace them, and you don't think about it for 1 or 2 days, and suddenly your mind will remind you, oh, it's actually located in which area or under which drawer, and you can go and collect the keys. So sometimes you need to give some space to your subconscious, or in metaphysics called your guardian deity, to go and do its work, okay, for you. So if you keep bombarding it with information, then it's got no time to go and do a review and go and make sure that it's committed to memory. So give it some time. Just go back towards the direction of your guardian deity and give the instruction. Now, if you don't know that, it's fine. Just before you sleep, just tell yourself to recall. Okay, so this is important. Number 4, I would normally, I don't know if this is normal for people, but I would take a study nap. If it is just for 5 minutes, I would just sit down for a while, close my eyes, and sometimes I just doze off. Maybe it's age, or but if I find that helps me become more alert when I'm studying a subject. For example, I'm preparing for a date selection program. I got to do my research. There are a lot of stuff that I need to review back, right? So I studied this many years ago, but to actually write a program and write a course is not easy, and I didn't need to do research on stuff. So along the way, I'll just stop for a little while and do a 5 to 10 minutes, just a quick nap. It helps me freshen up, and that allows me to boost my ability to recall. I find that that's very effective for me personally, okay? And number 5, this is the most important step. Teach somebody, or at least pretend to teach somebody what you've just studied. So if you have that mindset to teach, that output, that giving, okay, remember yin and yang. You cannot just receive all the time. You just receive. You gotta also have the output to give out. So the more you can whatever you absorb and you give it back out, you can teach your staff, your friends, what you've just absorbed. Then will help you to retain, I think, at least 80 or 90% of the information. Okay. So, and I think one of the things that over the years, because I'm also a teacher of metaphysics, and I teach subjects as you know, in Chinese astrology, in feng shui, and in qigong, all these subjects over the years, by teaching actually helps me remember it much better and becomes a better practitioner myself. So you might want to do that in an informal way, or at least pretend that you're going to teach to somebody or explain to your relatives. So when you do that, you'll be able to retain information. So these are my 5 ways of learning anything faster. I hope that this information is useful for you, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up for this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and forward this video to all your friends. Leave me a comment, will you, on the comment section below, and tell me how you study a subject and how you master any subject. Maybe share with me some of your methods, and if you're new to this channel, remember to introduce yourself. Thank you so much.